You do not want the person that you want because they are some amazing person. You want the person that you want because you think that you are somehow special for being chosen by that kind of person.
The standards that you have in the dating world are literally dictated by the levels of self-worth that you don't have. We'll talk about that. Why?
I was not prepared for that. Hey, everybody, it's Bianca.
Welcome back, Evolvers. It's Emilia for episode 532, What Your
32.
Dating Standards Say About You. This episode is going to be one that likely for anyone that is in the dating world right now and is struggling, it's going to ruffle some feathers. So I'm just going to say that straight off the bat because I think that without ruffling some feathers, you're not able to do some of the work that likely needs to be done internally. So just putting that out there.
We all have this really distorted idea about what makes a good partner. He has to be 6 feet tall. I need him to have a six pack. If he doesn't make $150 billion a year, he's not a high value man. And for men, it's the same thing. She needs like double D's, bro. And like she needs to be a cardio bunny, but like also empowered, but not so empowered that she's gonna make me feel. It's just ridiculous. We have all of these very incredibly misguided ideas about what it means to be and or have a good partner, and it is why so few people end up in actually good, healthy, loving, long-term relationships that actually can sustain. I was on with a client. This was a while ago. And he was in the dating game, talking to somebody. They were talking for a little bit. And he told me, and he was very vulnerable with me, and I was so grateful. He said, so far, up to this point, she seems great. But I want to be chosen by the girl that I never thought would want me. So I'm pushing this girl away unconsciously because I want the hot girl to choose me because then it makes me feel good about me. And so now he didn't even realize he was doing this, but he had all of these standards.
Yeah.
Here's what she needs to look like. Here's what she needs to do. Here's what I need to do. Here's all of these things. And it was practically guaranteeing that he was never going to find love. So, Emilia, where do we get these contorted ideas from? Where did we all get these BS narratives about what they need to look like, how they need to sound, what they the whole gambit?
Yeah,
And
sure.
if anyone's sensing that we're kind of rushing a little bit on this, we have a time crunch, so we're going to try to get in as much value as we can in a short period of time. So bear with us.
Hot tempo, baby. Let's go.
Yeah.
Okay. So to that end, one of the biggest things on this topic is that I just want to say right off the bat, where does this come from? When we have lower levels of self-worth, we are likely externalizing the quote unquote qualifiers out there that will help us feel a sense of worthiness, significance, deservency of love. Let me explain. So if I am someone that has low self-worth and I'm headed into a quote unquote dating game, that low self-worth that I've likely developed, which is just a whole hornet's nest of belief systems that I hold about myself and that have been absorbed as a result of my experiences and how I have interpreted them, and also the experiences that I haven't had and how I interpreted that as well. With my low self-worth, I've kind of been carrying that like a wet jacket, a wet blanket, if you will. And that self-worth, because it's felt so heavy in some aspect to carry, I've actually set up the system unconsciously in my nervous system and in my psychology to deny the impact of what that actually has. So I go into aspects of psychological denial of the fact that I don't have low self-worth because that would mean something about me. So you're not identifying when you're a young person or when you're a teenager or a young male, whatever, with this identity of I am someone who has low self-worth. So if you're not doing that, be it male gender or female gender, it doesn't really matter. The context is very similar in terms of experiences and what is occurring. We interpret the world through that lens, though. And as a result, we start to look outward at other people to start to try to give us the self-worth that we have never learned how to develop. And the sense of self-respect and deservancy and worthiness that we have never been taught by someone else how to authentically and organically, genuinely develop. So a person like this likely is going into the world expecting more of others than they ever would of themselves. And that is where, when it comes to standards and relationships, a lot of the what we hear right now in the dating world is really, honestly, it's mockery to the performance that you put on, because of the fact that we do not catch ourselves in the level 10, 12, 18 standards that we have for other people in order to quote unquote fill these gaps of self-worth in our own nervous system. And we never have that honest, non-denial, confronting conversation about what have we done to quote unquote earn that level of love, earn that level of partnership, earn that level of healthy dynamic.
Hey everybody, my name is Matt. I am the Director of Marketing and Communications at a radio station here in central Massachusetts. I can say it's been nothing but great. Kind of diving into myself and realizing that I need to step out of my comfort zone and build that confidence in my insecurities, but also maintaining who I am as a person. You know, this is a community that's not forcing anything upon you, that wants you to feel nothing but welcome. And it's just super genuine and super honest too, which I like. And again, just recognizing that you are your own person on your own journey, but everybody in the community is here with you. And, you know, we're all at different stages in life, and that's a very important thing to recognize. So Emilia, Bianca, and Derek especially have helped me get to the point where I'm able to kind of excel in my career and in my personal life.
It's not even that though. Like it's this idea that that kind of person is somehow a higher value, higher quality kind of person. And for them to choose me, oh my God, it means that I am so special because somehow this person is put on a pedestal. So we give this person a level of celebrity that they haven't even earned based on attributes that in the long grand scheme of things have absolutely nothing to do with having a wonderful relationship. I 10 out of 10 fell victim to this. So like, I am not preaching from some high horse. I used to have a very narrow idea of the kind of person that I wanted to be with. And life will smack you in the face over and over again until you learn a lesson. And unfortunately, very few people do ever learn that lesson. You just keep ending up with the same kind of person over and over again, or you stay single, or you're perpetually wondering what's wrong with you.
Yeah.
Because you're setting these standards that actually have nothing to do with, number one, what you actually value. Number two, it is actually going to allow for a wonderful relationship. And number three, it's solely based on, to your point, insecurity.
Right.
Well, this person isn't, social media famous, so they're not important. Really? Okay. Once you get behind the scenes with that social media person, come back to us and let us know how the relationship actually went. It's probably going to be horrible.
Yeah. And that's where I think one thing that might be helpful for anyone that's struggling, like this former person that you're discussing is struggling with, I think it's really important to reevaluate the standards that we have and what state was our nervous system in while we were unconsciously starting to list out those quote unquote requirements that that person should have. And I love reevaluating and auditing that standard from a nervous system standpoint, because it helps you really realize like, wow, a lot of this was created out of insecurity, fear, or a belief system that I am inherently unworthy of love. But yet my protectors want to tell me I am so deserving of love that when the quote unquote hot girl or when the hot guy or whatever chooses me, then that means that I am finally validated in my own sense of self-worth and deservancy, right? So that person is inherently just giving and setting themselves up in a system of giving their power away, as opposed to actually nurturing their nervous system, addressing the root cause of that challenge, and then mitigating the very enticing and alluring narratives that they'll build about other people in the dating world, as opposed to kind of turning the mirror inwardly and doing the tough work that is so uncomfortable and will hit every aspect of their quote unquote wounded self.
We all want to be good enough. We all want to feel good enough. We want to feel like we are special. But you're looking for the wrong things to do that. And what your dating standards say about you, take a really hard look in the mirror about the qualities and the attributes that you are quote unquote requiring from somebody. Not for nothing, it's probably going to make you really see what you value a little bit more clearly. And if that's okay, if that happens, that's okay. Send us a DM. We got you.
Yeah.
Final thoughts.
This gets riddled with a lot of self-shame. It's a part that's deepest and closest to our deepest exiles. So with that being said, let's be mindful of how we navigate that. And like Bianca said, please reach out, because in navigating things like these, we're not meant to really do that alone. So we're here, we got you. And our episode suggestion is 494, How to Set Goals in Therapy, which will help you kind of jump off this topic and actually move it into practical goals that you can actually move the needle on. So with that being said, thank you as always for your interest in the holistic science of mental health. We appreciate you. Keep evolving, everyone. Sending love to those who need it most.
Bye, everybody.